I am who I am, man. Because of that, though. Because of that mentality and all that other stuff.
Last time you were on, you talked about the nightmares. Do you still have them leading up to the fight, or have they gone away?
It's all my my failures, right?
All of them.
All of them.
They come and go. They creep up.
They come, they go.
Really? Is there one that persists?
Well, I mean, obviously it's this Jones fight, the last one. And the Olympics, 2004, I remember the bronze medal match, up 2-0 in overtime, with a minute and a half left in the match, and I give up 3 points out of nowhere. I was well on the way to winning the bronze medal, and I blew it, you know, so those kind of come back to me, but not right now. Right now, the focus is what's at hand. You know, I feel like a lot of times those things come to me whenever I have nothing else going on, right? I'm just like, what the hell just happened? You know, I lost. And it's like those losses, they stay with me. But they serve as motivation.
You know, it's funny. I was listening to a podcast on the way here, a hockey podcast of all things. I'm very well-rounded. You know, I like all kinds of sports, Daniel. And actually, they were talking about a quote, and it actually made me think of you. And the quote was, there comes a point in your life where you have to decide whether or not to quit or to work harder.
Yeah.
Like even when a job, like you kind of get complacent, I'm going to go do something else, or maybe I'll just take things up a notch and work a little harder. And I feel that kind of symbolizes your life in many, like you talked about the Olympics.
Yeah.
Bronze medal, quit or just work harder. UFC, quit, work harder with Jon Jones and what happened. This situation, I mean, did you ever think about quitting after what happened at 214? Did that ever cross your mind?
No.
Because you reached the mountaintop, you lost to him twice, you were going to keep working hard. That was the decision.
I was going to figure out a way to try to get a third fight. You know, I had this quote in my phone. Who has my phone? I think it's very important because, look, and this may actually relate to you a little bit because it's from your Bills, right?
My Buffalo Bills.
Your Buffalo Bills.
Okay,
But
what do we got?
whenever
Rosendo, thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
doing great.
Oh, hey, Rosendo just made his MMA fighting debut. I know you guys love it.
That was big. I just saw the numbers spike.
Yeah, they went up way up. But no, man, I was reading. Let me hear. Okay,
what do we got?
so it Winston Churchill recited,
Oh, yes.
and this was the Bills lost in the first Super Bowl, and I think I heard that the coach said, and he read this poem. He said, "Look, guys, you have to fight, right?" And it was, "Fight on, my men. A little, I'm hurt, but I'm not yet slain. I'm just going to lie down. I'm going to bleed for a while because you have to. You have to allow yourself to take it all in. And then I'll rise again." So it meant over the last 6 months, I let it bleed a little bit. You know, I was never going to quit. I was down, but I wasn't out. And that's what that quote tells me, right? That quote tells me that I'm gonna hurt, and I'm gonna let it hurt. When the time is right, I'll come back. So I never thought about giving up. I always knew that I was gonna fight again. I just didn't know when or in what way in terms of getting another fight with Jones. And Marv Levy said this to the team, and that was Super Bowl #1, and they kept coming back. They ended up losing all those games. Sorry.
Thank you.
You did give me the Saints thing.
Yeah.
But they lost all those games, but they kept fighting and kept coming back until that run was over. So that stuck with his guys, you know, and it kind of stuck with me too. And I received that a while back, and I thought it was very, very telling.
I'm going to cry here.
In terms of me.
Not only do you tell the UFC, I need to come on Ariel's show, you come here and you quote the great Marv Levy, one of the great Jewish coaches in NFL history. My Buffalo Bills, they just lost last week. I mean, Daniel.
You guys shouldn't have been in the playoffs.
What?
Yeah,
I'm trying to have a moment here with you.
Too, I know. I'm defiant.
Wow, that was beautiful.
No, it was very like.
You always used to read that to them. Yeah, after the first the Giants.
Because you're hurt, right? Like you're hurt.
Yeah.
When you lose in the way that I did, you're hurt. You're down. But are you out? Not really. Not really out, you know? Got to take some time though. I'm going to rest. I'm going to let everything move around me a little bit.
Wow.
And then I'm going to come back. And that's what I feel like right now.
Do you feel like all great athletes need to experience things like that? Like you're not truly great unless you suffer, unless you stumble. You know what I mean?
I mean,
does it make you into a better athlete? Do you need those experiences?
I think it makes you a better person. I think it makes you a better person. You know, you learn to deal with the ups and the downs, and again, you know, everything is everything to me is all in perspective because I've experienced so many other things that are so much worse than losing a fight in mixed martial arts. And when it feels like I feel terrible, I'm never gonna be okay, I think back to those experiences and go, you know what? It could be a lot worse. So I just get back on the horse and I get going again.
Do you ever think about a movie about your life? Honestly, I think like you mentioned these things. I don't know if people really know your story.
Yeah.
Like your story is insane.
It's crazy.
Everything
man.
that you've been through.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, like it's just crazy that I feel like all these things that I have been through and that I've had to do have made me who I am today. Because without those things, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be strong, right? The loss of the Olympics might have crushed me.
Yeah.
Or losing to Jon Jones might have crushed me. Because of all my past experience and all the things that I've done, it can't crush me. I just keep getting up and just keep getting better and keep trying and trying and trying. That's always kind of been my thing, right? From when I was a kid, getting beat up and bullied and wrestling when I first started, like losing and losing. I always was the kid that just kept coming. So when we applaud Volkan for that type of attitude where you're getting whipped in the gym, but you keep coming, I'm the same way, you know?
Yeah.
So then it comes down to a matter of skill, and I feel like I have more.
That's why you can make jokes about the crying. You can put out the gifts. It's like on the scale of things that you've experienced, it's like
It's nothing.
the basement.
People put those crying things of me up, and initially I was like, that sucked. But then I look back and I'm like, it's really not that big a deal because I go back into all my pictures, and every time I lost, I cried.
Right.
It's just that it wasn't on this scale.
Right.
So when people put that up there, I'm like, I've seen this my entire life. Everybody that knows me have seen this because everything I do, I give 110% of myself to doing it and being successful. So when it doesn't go my way, I cry.
Yeah, you posted that picture of you on,
it was high school, right?
on the podium.
So I was at the podium.
Where'd you find that?
At there's a regional training facility in Louisiana, and I was the first guy from Louisiana to make All-American in this tournament.
Okay.
There were 120 kids in my bracket, and I got to the finals and I lost. And the award ceremony's right after. 10 minutes, and I was still crying. So by the time I got up there, it was all tears. And that picture's been up in there since I graduated high school in 1997. So every time I give so much of myself to my athletics that when it doesn't work, it really does hurt me.